Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. It is a beautiful Monday in East Memphis here, as I'm sure it is in Northeast Mississippi. But we're recording this on Sunday night because I still have training for a couple of more weeks, and then I'll be done with that. We can be back to being live on Monday. But I am your co-host, Rusty Buckets, coming to you Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central on Bluff City BD's YouTube channel with my guy, Drew Gann, a.k.a. Uncle Buck. Drew, what's happening, buddy?
What's going on? Happy Monday. And you're being awfully presumptuous, assuming that it is a beautiful day in Memphis. Lord knows. I hope nothing tragic happens, because I don't want this to age poorly. Can you imagine a headline just being, just a terrible headline in, that hits the papers at like 9 a.m. on Monday morning, and then first thing they do is I wonder what the Bucks are talking about, and you lead off. It's a beautiful Monday in Memphis, Tennessee.
I am assuming the best, unlike my co-host here, my colleague here.
As you have kids, you learn sometimes, as me and my wife were talking about whether or not we should do a will today, sometimes you just have to let the thought cross your mind just to see if you've prepared. And you have hope. I mean, I hope for your case and mine too, that everything has been it's been a peachy Monday morning.
Well, apparently it is a dark Monday here on the Two Buck Sports Show, because we just went on a dark rabbit trail. When I'm trying to have some energy and excitement coming into the show, though I'm a bit sleepy, and I am met with doom and gloom here, Mr. Curmudgeon himself with the thin mustache over there. But again, I am your co-host, Rusty Buckets, checking in with you this Monday. We appreciate y'all being here. We got a full show for y'all today, talking Grizzlies, talking college football, talking possible coaching changes. But before we get to all that, we start every Monday the same exact way. We've been doing it for years now. Hang with us as everybody's favorite time waste.
That is right, Rusty. It is Monday, 11:04 a.m. It's the Two Buck Sports Show, and what we do on the first time that we are together on this podcast, in our first segment, we just take it back, take it down a notch, dial it back. It's been a long weekend. We've got lots to talk about, but first, you and I have been friends for over a decade now, and I just need to see how your weekend's been. And fortunately for everybody out there who just wants us to talk about sports, we boil it down to 2 points. The best thing that happened to us this weekend and our biggest beef of the weekend. And we give them to you now, and they are brought to you by Donna's Italian Beef. Rusty, give them the details.
Yeah, 509 Constitution Drive in Iuka, Mississippi. I have it on good authority, Drew. Good authority, because I know the owner, and I received a text message tonight that they've got a brand new bulletin board. And on that bulletin board, there's exactly one business card. And it's a Two Buck Sports Show. So our offer stands. If you go to Donna's Italian Beef at 509 Constitution Drive in Iuka, Mississippi for the best sack lunch breakfast on your way to Pickwick, and you snap a photo of the $2 business card on the bulletin board, you send it, you tag us in our socials. I got them right here at the number $2_BCM. I will personally Venmo you the cost of your meal. You tell Jim, the first person that tells Jim, the owner, that the $2 sent you. He told me tonight that you'll get a special price. Unless you work for Bluff City Media, then he's going to charge you double. But just know there is a special price out there.
Hold a second. Hold on 1 second. We're doing the Lord's work here for you. We should be getting it free, and all the other people that we refer to should be getting a discount.
He didn't say us. He just said those at Bluff City Media that are higher up the food chain than us might be charged double. I cannot confirm or deny whether that happens.
Kenny,
just
you're paying double.
Tell him the $2 sent you, and Jim will take care of you, Drew.
Yeah. All right. So I'll go first. Best of beef of the weekend. I had a busy weekend, fun weekend. I will say I'm not a curmudgeon. I'm well thought out and rehearsed, and I just don't want things to bite you in the butt. And the proof of my non-curmudgeonness, my non-smudgeness, is the fact that I'm already in the Christmas spirit. And it is already just seeping its way throughout my whole family, as on this nice, lazy Sunday afternoon, my wife looks at me and she says, "Honey, I love you." And I made that part up. But she said, "I love you. You are the most beautiful man in my life that or on planet Earth altogether. I'm going to go make us some Christmas treats." And so I have in my refrigerator right now some peanut butter balls, which are a 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
It's better than just your standard Reese's, which is the best Reese's. This is so much better. Yeah. And she also tried her hand at something that's risky. It's very risky, Rusty. We've done this before. If we do a second edition of the Christmas tree cake taste-off, we may have to do some homemade treats because she made Christmas tree cake balls.
Ooh, let's go.
Buddy, it would have finished second. It would have finished second in our list.
The OG,
we did all of them. We did with the gingerbread cookies, the Nutty Buddy bars, the whole shooting match. This would have finished second behind the Christmas tree cookie itself.
The OG, let's go.
The Christmas tree cake, yeah.
I think we need to rehash that just so I can try said Christmas tree cake balls for sure.
Well, you gotta come hang out with us. You hadn't seen my poor wife since Christmas.
She texted me today, and I told her I'm going to be in town next week. I'm going to be in Corinth all next weekend, and a Gann Witten reunion must.
There we go.
Maybe some Sunday lunch or something we can figure.
There we go.
Out. Yeah, I mean, we did the same at Maggie's today. I put up Christmas lights, and I'll get to more of that in my beef here in just a few minutes. But we're getting in the festive. We're getting in the festive spirit around here. My best of the week, I've already talked about vacation. Had a phenomenal vacation last week. Got back in the routine of being at home, ready to hit the ground running with work tomorrow. I got big, bold plans for this week. But it is now 8:57 on Sunday night. It's going to be 48 degrees tonight. And I am a creature of comfort. A comfort creature? Yeah, something like that. I am a creature of comfort. And my favorite part of this year, this time of the year, is flannel pants. And I'm in my comfiest, my nicest flannel pants. As I sit here and I talk to y'all, they're warm. They're I've had these things. I mean, these things are conservatively 25 years old. And I lifted them from my papa. God bless him, down in Shibuya, Mississippi. Lifted these pants from him many years ago because I needed an extra layer. It was like 10 degrees going deer hunting. And I needed an extra warm layer. And I put these on and I was like, he ain't getting these back.
Yeah. I mean, we can all pretend like we're honest people until you put on a shirt or a pair of pants from your father or a relative that you like, and you will turn into a thief real quick.
Buddy, they were in my suitcase before he even knew what happened to him. And I am still rocking these bad boys to this day. And one of my favorite parts of this time of the year is the ability to wear these flannel pants, and I'm here for it. Glad the weather's turning cooler.
Yeah, well, see, my kind of rule, and you don't deal with this because you're not a short person, but if I'm going to wear like anything other than blue jeans, I want a cuff at the bottom of them. So flannel pants don't work for me. I'm a sweatpants wearer, but I only want them if they've got the cuff on the end of them, or the compression end on them. I've got a couple pair of those, but I'm a big compression, like a big sweatpants wearer. I'm wearing a pair right now. I just can't handle anything like dragging behind my shoe or anything like that.
So these pants, I am 6'5". As I sit here, I'm 6'5". My papa.
I'm also a certain footage and 5 inches.
Yeah, sure. We don't discriminate against the vertically challenged around here. My papa, he's 89 years old. He's probably 5'7" on a good day, maybe 5'8". I don't know how these britches fit him because they hit the ground when I walk. He had to have been like wearing like MC Hammer loafers when he had these on. Yeah, I mean these bad boys had to have been like bunched up, starting at the knee, and they're at least they touched the ground for me, and I'm 8 inches taller than him, and so I don't know how they work. Maybe I did him a favor, but I love these pants.
Yeah, I can't. That's a pet peeve of mine. I rarely do I have anything that just I feel like fits me perfect. And if I find it, I go buy like 7 or 8 pairs of it. Yeah, I can't do the
I get it.
The long pants. All right,
and this is the first time I broke them out this year, so I'm just like extra excited about it.
You've got your fuzzy Crocs on too, don't you?
Absolutely, the fur-lined Crocs on with these gray flannels. Come on, bro. I look professional-ish. I look podcast ready from the waist up, the waist down. I'm ready for like some Christmas cookies and hot chocolate. That's for sure.
Yeah. If you for some reason all podcasts are from the waist up. You know, if you find a podcast from the waist down, you're probably paying a monthly subscription.
You probably got the roll podcast.
Yeah, now, we're not going to do a waist down edition of the Two Buck Sports Show.
No, our mama's listening to this, and we ain't trying to do anything weird around here.
No, we're not trying to let those family secrets out. Oh, my biggest beef of the weekend. Honestly, it's kind of hard to come up with something because I had a swell weekend. See, I was trying to remember. Well, I mean, we were just so lazy this weekend. It was just the greatest weekend. We had family in from Arkansas, and so we hung out with them last night and ate some steaks. And I ain't got anything. I'd be pressing just to fill a segment, and I don't like just searching for beefs. Like I don't like just searching for them, and so
that's a fair thing.
I'm gonna pass.
I mean, I've had weeks without beef myself, but I've got one today. I love putting up Christmas lights. It's one of my favorite things to do. It gets me in the spirit. I enjoy being creative and problem solving and figure it out. But I also understand why people just pay people to do it.
Or leave them up year round.
Or leave them up year round if you're from our neck of the woods. From where we come from, they're year-round decorations. But Maggie and I put up her Christmas lights today around the house, and she likes to line her flower beds in the walkway. And then this year, we're supposed to do it last year. We didn't. We did it this year. We wrapped her tree, which wasn't that big of a deal. Once we figured out, buddy, I don't know what happened. I took the twist ties, brand new package of like a package of lights. I took the twist tie off, was ready to start wrapping the tree. And I don't know if it was the ghost of Christmas past or who it was, but somebody tied them daggum lights in a knot. And it took us 10 minutes, like at least 5 minutes to untie and untangle and get them ready, fresh out of the box. Got that done. Well, then we get done, and the way I've got it set up, it's all one continuous light with some extension cords, kind of like to where they line the walkway, but not across. Well, we ended up with a female and a female on either end.
Yep, every time.
And I couldn't figure it. My little brain was just like, what is happening? Like, logically, this makes no sense.
Lights.
Exactly.
Come on.
Like, how did we have a female over there, and then we ended with a female over here? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And so we had bought, like last year, it ended up being just a little bit short, and it bothered both of us that we needed to make sure it went all the way around. So we bought extra lights this year, and your co-host, like a dummy, put a male and male together, but on the male ends of the Christmas lights, you remember they have like a female back and a male on the other end. I plugged them in.
What are those called? What's it called if you've got some lights with the male and female parts? Are those
Nope. Nope. Not going there. It may be $2 after dark, but I am not going there. Stone Cold said so. So I got all these lights I'll put up, and what we do is we put them on these little like plastic stakes that you put them in and it holds them up. They're beautiful. Come by the house, they're beautiful. I had to undo all of them and then turn the strand around and re-put them back in there, plug them in. Guess what? It worked.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I haven't heard a thing you said since. Nope. Yeah, it happens to us every year. I carefully plan this out. I go and I'm like, okay, we're going to start here, end there. The extension cord's closest to the house, whatever. Every year I end up buying at least 2 extension cords because I have to individually somehow plug each. It looks like the Grizzlies. I mean, you know when they go into the plug it in by the switch box and it's got like 14 surge protectors there. That's what my house looks like.
There was a night last year. I probably conservatively went to Home Depot, Walgreens, probably 4 times in the same night, trying to get like adapters that converted like a 3-prong to a 2-prong, and then a 3-prong extension cord, and then one that was short enough to go across both, but that had like one of the big and one of the small, like little slots. Like probably in the same night, probably 4 times.
I've taken
I've
taken a pair of pliers to a 3-pronged extension cord and ripped that ground plug out. Yeah.
And just said, you know what? It was good enough for my granddaddy. It's good enough for me.
Yeah. I mean, my house is 75 years old. It's not grounded anyways. If lightning ever strikes here, it gets everything. So my beef was earlier last year or earlier this year when lightning struck a tree or replaced 50 light bulbs in my house. So,
we
it doesn't
done.
matter.
Her house is lit up. It's beautiful. And I'm excited to see how it ends up because she's got a few more tricks up her sleeve, a few more things for the front porch.
And you cannot light it. You cannot light it until it's complete.
Well, we've got what we've gotten so far because it is complete. We've got the tree
you can
wrap.
test it. You can test it in the daylight, but then the first reveal, it has to be right.
So, and it is. She's going to get. Last year we had like a tree with lights on it. We're not doing that this year. I found out tonight she's got other tricks up her sleeves, other things she's going to do. But we've got 2 little deer in the front yard. We got like presents on her stoop. Everything is there that's going to be lit up. I think. All I know is it looks beautiful as is, but she's got more to come from what I've been told.
I know it's kind of it's probably the lazy way out, but I have kids and they love the inflatables.
Yeah.
And so the inflatable snowman, the inflatable Grinch, you know, we don't have any like the 10-foot tall ones, but we just have a little puppy dog and
nothing wrong.
At one point we had a little Mary, Jesus, and Joseph, but it succumbed to the winter. So
the harsh winters that are in
the harsh winter got baby Jesus that year. And so
my favorite is somebody put up. I mean, you see it on social media around this time of the year every year when people are putting up their lights, and all they did was put a Grinch in the shortest strand of lights on the front of the house, and then leads down to the Grinch like he's taking them off. Decor done. I'm like,
talk about favorite Christmas videos and memes are, you know, the one every year that pops up of the guy who stuffed like pants and a shirt onto a mannequin or whatever, and hung him from the gutter like Clark Griswold. And people were calling the police saying somebody was stuck, and then the police get up there with a ladder and it's like, oh, this is just a dummy,
and it's not
Clark Griswold's scarecrow.
Yeah. I had a super nostalgic moment, and I may be the only one. If I'm not, chat, y'all help me out in the comments. I had a hard nostalgic moment. Remembering our Christmas decor when I was a kid. You talk about lazy. My parents had these cutouts that were painted of like 3 nutcrackers, a sleigh with Santa, and then the nativity. And they'd put these giant wooden cutouts out front, and then they put these like old halogen bulb spotlights on them.
Yeah.
And you plug them in, boom, you had spotlights, you had your nutcrackers, you Santa and a sleigh and a nativity, and you called it a Christmas.
And you're no longer allowed to pee off the front porch.
Because you will
until
get
January.
Shocked. But that's going to do it for our bets and beef. We always start with some tomfoolery, a little lightheartedness. Y'all let us know in the comments what is the best thing about your week so far and the biggest beef you have so far. But speaking of gripes and beefs, Drew, we got to talk about that Cavs game from Saturday before we get ready for the Spurs game tomorrow night.
All right, welcome again to the Monday edition of the $2 Sports Show. We've done our best to be for the week. That was a hoot and a holler, Rusty, and glad we were able to do that. For anybody who stuck with us, 18 and a half minutes to go through that, and now we will talk Memphis Grizzlies. And
we once got yelled at in the YouTube comments, so don't yell at us because we're getting to it now. All right, user 1 2 3 4 5 6.
Oh, you know, what's the YouTube handle? Zach Edey highlights or whatever. Yeah. He's going to be here. Zach Edey started a basketball game, and he's going to be here. And you are welcome, Zach Edey highlights, because he played. That was Saturday afternoon against Cleveland. But what we didn't understand and what we should have saw coming is that there is a curse on the Memphis Grizzlies franchise, and to get one player back you're counting on, you must lose one that you are counting on, as John Morant only played 6 minutes before exiting the game with calf soreness. It was an immediate out. It wasn't a questionable. It was an immediate out, which was concerning. And the Grizzlies fight hard but lose late.
I got thoughts on that. So, with the rash of Achilles tears that we have seen, right?
That was going to be
Jason
my first
Tatum,
question. Yep.
Damian Lillard, Tyrese Halliburton, most recently. Ty Jerome now has got a sore calf. I think the Grizzlies are being extremely cautious with this.
Well, you
I
see,
don't
it's
think
the same thing that just real quick. Another example, the Anthony Davis thing. You know, Nico was apparently trying to rush him back to save his job, and then they fired him when they heard about it. And
yeah, exactly. But with Ja, he didn't come out in any kind of assistive device. Didn't come out in a boot. Didn't come out on crutches. He came out. Didn't look like he was in obvious pain. He was walking around after the game. I think Ja is going to be okay. Based on just that alone. Again, if it had been tough, remember Ty Jerome was in a boot pretty quick after he was diagnosed with calf soreness.
Okay.
And so,
real quick, what does a boot do for a calf?
So
is this like an elevated boot that goes all the way to the knee or something?
Nope. It just will cover the ankle, and it'll keep your foot in a neutral position because your calf is responsible. It is stretched when your toes come up towards your knee. It is contracted when you press off your toes, right? So
as somebody who is trying it right now, I can't confirm.
Yeah, exactly. I know what I'm talking about. Confirmation here. But it keeps the foot in a neutral position. And if they're trying to keep it in a neutral position, that means there's some serious damage or they're concerned about a serious strain, tear, pull, pop, whatever. The fact that he didn't have anything on, the fact he was laughing, he was walking around after the game, okay, gives me hope that Ja Morant's going to be fine. But what it did do, Memphis Grizzlies fans, is something that we have been wanting for a while now, and it got Jamal Meshack on a two-way contract. PJ Hall, happy trails, man. I appreciate all of the 7 minutes you logged in this regular season and what you did for this Memphis Grizzlies team. It got Jamal Meshack on this roster, Drew, called up from the hustle to where he is on a two-way because we are literally running out of point guards. No Ja Morant, no Javon Small, no Scottie Pippen Jr. You got Cam Spencer, and now you got Jamal Meshack that's going to help.
And Vince Williams.
It's gotten so bad that we were running Vince Williams Jr. as a point guard. I'm excited for Jamal Meshack again. It's one of those things like we're making lemonade out of lemons here, but I'm excited that Jamal Meshack is going to get his shot. He's been balling out for the hustle. He brings that toughness, and we've been asking for dogs. Jamal Meshack is a dog.
Yeah, well, I mean, coming into this season, you thought that the front court was going to be a problem, and I mean, it more or less has been. You know, you've had no depth until Zach Edey came back on Saturday, but it's been the front court depth with new injuries that's been the problem. Yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr. has not played this year. Ja's gone down. Same with what's crazy is the other two-way. Javon Small, you were kind of like, okay, why can't he play? Yeah. But he's hurt too, and so you needed Jamal Meshack. Let's be honest, you're not missing anything from PJ Hall, and with the front court
you and I talked
problem.
About this. Hang on, real quick. You and I talked about this. Once Zach Edey came back, we felt like PJ Hall would be the obvious cut, and Jamal Meshack would get that two-way contract. So this is exactly what we talked about. What happened? Yeah, we just didn't factor in the fact that Ja and Javon and Scottie Pippen Jr. were going to be hurt.
Yeah, you coming into the season, you thought front court depth would be the problem, and you survived Edey coming back. Survived. I mean, you're 4-10, but you know you were able to let PJ Hall stick around long enough to get Edey back. And listen, PJ Hall, I'm sure he's summer league good. He may be G League good, but he's not the correct size to play the position he's trying to play. Appreciate his effort. Thank you for your services, but better luck next time. And
Zach Edey was the cog we needed for 3.5 quarters. I mean, he can't do it all when you don't have a true point guard. It's hard to beat a good team like Cleveland. But Zach Edey proved that he is exactly what this offense has been missing. There was effort. There was intensity, right? We talked about there's been pace so far, but we got some intensity and we got some aggressiveness. And watching him block shots, grab rebounds, and be an overall menace in the paint, Drew, was good for my soul as a Zach Edey fan. It was good to see him get back in this lineup and do productive things and be helpful. No, the stat line's not going to show that he was just a phenomenal asset and he came out and had like Wemby-type numbers. But he came in and he played good basketball. He was a good anchor for us in the paint, and it allowed Jaren to be a bit more aggressive, take some more shots, and be more himself. Now, he got some goofy fouls late. He's getting frustrated. But if nothing else, it made the game easier on Jaren when we needed him without Ja Morant.
Yeah, I think my biggest gripe with Edey outside of the playoffs, and that is Edey the player, my biggest gripe about the Edey argument, the Edey fans, and or not even the fans, it just always bothered me that we were counting on Zach Edey to bring the edge. And I think that just as a philosophy has always bothered me. Like we talked about it last year. It's like, oh, well, Edey's our enforcer, but he shouldn't be. And that's what's always bothered me. But you can't argue with the fact that you got on the court and you looked as good as you've looked, and you had a little bit of extra pep in your step, and it's obvious that they kind of he kind of rallies them, or there's kind of what Cedric Coward has provided the Grizzlies in the first half of the year. Seems like you got just kind of a jolt of energy in that Cleveland game, and Cleveland cut the water off, outscored the Grizzlies by 16 points to end up with an 8-point win.
Donovan Mitchell outscored the Grizzlies in the fourth
Donovan
quarter.
Mitchell was absolutely incredible. But as far as moral victories go, I hate moral victories. We're 4-10, but I've been on this show many times already this year, lambasting the Grizzlies. I don't really have anything to add, and so I guess that's a win.
On Friday, we both said, go be competitive, play hard, play with some
or
pride
punch
against
somebody.
a good team, or punch somebody. And we got aggressiveness and we got pride. They played like they had pride. They ran out of gas. It got obvious down the stretch that we didn't have a point guard, that we didn't have a guy that could be that dude for us, running this offense, being the quarterback, and that became obvious. But this team played well. Zach Edey, Vince, Ja in his 6 minutes, KCP and Jalen were all positive on the net rating for the night. Jaren shot 26% from the field. It wasn't pretty, but he got up 23 shots. And I will take him taking 23 shots when Ja Morant gets hurt every single time. He's far surpassed his season total so far in one game against Cleveland. We can chalk it up to Zach Edey being back, Drew. Doesn't matter. The Grizzlies played well. Yes, we're 0-4 in this batch of 10 games. But, the reality is, if you look at our schedules, the last thing we talked about the Grizzlies before we start transitioning towards college football, you look at the schedule that we've had, and, I don't know that if you're truly, objectively looking at it, we're kind of where we thought we'd be. Sure, we thought we might sneak a few games here and there, but with games against the Thunder, games against the Rockets, the Knicks, the Cavs, the fact that we're 0-4 in this stretch, we're 4-10 sucks. Don't get me wrong. But there are winnable games on the horizon with the Mavericks coming up, with the Pelicans coming up, with the Clippers and the Kings after that. And the Kings coming up. We play them twice. There are winnable basketball games on the horizon. And I think if we can just get some semblance of health, hopefully dodge a bullet with Ja Morant, we get Ty Jerome ramped up a little bit, Jemai Meshack comes in and is that dog that he was in Summer League, and for the hustle, I think brighter days might be ahead.
Yeah, I agree. And it could start Tuesday. I know that Wemby is not playing tonight in San Antonio's game, tonight being Sunday night, with a calf injury. And so I don't know if that's just kind of a back-to-back, or, he had that game, a huge game against Golden State Friday night. And that was amazing, by the way.
And that dunk on Draymond Green is my favorite highlight so far. Draymond is holding him like a child. Holding him like he's a child, and Wemby just dunks without jumping.
And you know how it's just cemented, not that I had any doubt that Draymond Green was anything other than just an absolute animal or just a bully, is the fact that if you had any kind of brain activity at all in that, you would just pat the dude on the back and just run to the other end of the court and say good job. Instead, he just stood there and yelled and wanted to continue to be the big dog.
Yeah,
he just that was like me and my son on a 6-foot goal. Yeah.
It's like when we're kids trying to stop dad from scoring. That's exactly what it looked like. There's nothing Draymond could do.
No, and if he wanted to do it against anybody in the NBA, he could do it. I mean, maybe Zach Edey is big enough to where he just can knock him off his spot, but nobody else in the NBA. Just because the length and the height of that man is just otherworldly.
Add to the equation just the improvement in his footwork and his just post moves from what he did this summer with the Monks and Hakeem Olajuwon and KG. It's unfair. We're watching a new evolution of basketball player that I don't think any of us are quite ready for what this is going to look like, because he's only in his third year in the league. He's not at full capacity yet. He is not. He is far from peaked. If he can
he could win the MVP in his third season. Absolutely. I don't think anybody's done that since maybe Derrick Rose. I think Derrick Rose is the youngest MVP ever. I think it was in his 3rd year, but don't quote me on that. It could have been his 4th. But it is just ungodly what that guy can do.
Yeah,
or maybe only godly. I mean,
that's it. That's it. He came down from a higher plane to come play. But some games tonight on the heels of this show. So we're recording Sunday night. Some of the games tonight got Bucks at the Cavs. They're a 6.5-point favorite over on FanDuel. The Clippers at Sixers, Hornets and Raptors, Knicks and Heat, Thunder, Pelicans, Mavs, T-Wolves, and the Bulls and the Nuggets. There's some the later games in the day in the Western Conference are some big lines, which is what you expect, right, Drew? I mean, I think you know some of these Eastern Conference ones you expect to be a little bit closer, but when you're talking about the Thunder, especially playing the Pelicans, it's going to be some big lines as the Thunder are a 17.5-point favorite in New Orleans, who also fired Willie Green over the weekend and are in the market for a new head coach. Maybe this is a job Taylor Jenkins lands.
Yeah, I think they're probably just going to let James Borrego, who has head coaching experience, albeit negative head coaching experience.
Yeah.
I think he was he Charlotte for a couple of years?
I think so.
I think that's right.
One of those Charlotte or Washington is one of those little.
It wasn't Washington.
Feeders.
I think it was Charlotte. But I think they'll let him just ride it out for the season, and then we'll see from there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go from there. But yes, one thing we did not mention, Willie Green is out in New Orleans after a 2-10 start and cannot figure out how to use their early draft pick in Darren Queen. But Drew, we got to the NBA, talked about the Grizzlies. Grizzlies play tomorrow night against the Spurs. We'll get you prepped for that game tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some news about Wemby, some news about Ja, what that's going to look like. I don't anticipate either one of them to play. If it's truly a calf soreness injury type situation for Wemby, I do not expect Ja to play tomorrow night, given the cautiousness everybody's approaching these calf injuries with. But we'll see. But we did have a chaotic, exciting, upset-filled weekend in college football. We'll get to all that after the commercial break. Stick around as we deep dive on the college football weekend that was.
Why aren't there more opinions coming out as far as those two parties need to work this out?
Oftentimes, because major national media says something and a talking head may say it, people believe that it's fact. Ja is misunderstood because you are such a mega star in that city. Even if you're not wrong, and even if you're not causing a spectacle, you got to make sure that people don't have anything bad to say about you. And that comes with maturity, that comes with experience, and that comes with age. And Ja's still growing. Look at the NBA locker room. You know how much players, like teammates and coaches, fight all the time? To me, that was a non-issue. But I think because of how Ja responded, I think it was something that was probably a 2 and they made it an 8.
Yeah. How much do you think the actual suspension took it from a 2 to an 8?
I think it was needed because if you're the star player and you're acting like that, the role player wouldn't act like that. I don't know that Jared Jackson Jr. would have acted like that.
Tune in to the Anthony Sain Show Monday through Fridays at 1 p.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
I think a lot of people thought Memphis wasn't going to win this game after what they were seeing in the exhibitions.
You compound that with some of the comments and quotes and the conjecture and the think pieces and all the articles, the tweets about statements Penny Hardaway made this week about his team. And I would suspect that there was probably a little bit of apprehension, some concern, some all those different things about what this game was going to look like. And thankfully they're 1-0.
You can't win every game in your season if you don't win the first one. You know, so
yeah.
That's not possible. You got to win the first one for that to happen. So the road to an undefeated season, Kenny, is still alive.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Show. If you have any spare time on your hands, then you should come watch all the shows that you just saw featured in the commercial break. If you don't have any spare time on your hands, make some, because they're great. You can watch Francis Kiss of Death Carlotta on Tigers Live.
Since that video, they have not won because they lost to UNLV on Sunday. And
do you know who the coach of UNLV is?
Be one Josh Pastner, former Memphis Tigers head coach, took over the Tigers. He was 31 years young, is now running in the UNLV program. Came here and beat
Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death Carlotta.
Yikes.
Yikes. I would leave the network brother. Or take that commercial down.
But if it was me, I'd be on my phone like just Kenny, you got to get that thing down, brother. Like, what is happening? That is aging like milk in the Mississippi sun. That is for sure.
We appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this Monday. We've done Grizzlies talk. We've done our best of beef, and now we're going to do our bread and butter. Best beef, bread and butter right here. And it is college football. And trust me, I have a best and a beef for the college football weekend.
We'll start kind of where everybody was at. I know Kalen DeBoer and Alabama have an Oklahoma problem because this is 2 years in a row that Brett Venables has beat the Tide late in the season, possibly preventing them from getting into the SEC championship and playoff picture. Drew, this year's team is in a better position. This is their second loss, their first conference loss.
That's the key.
That's the key. They're still in the driver's seat for the SEC title game. Listen, you go beat Auburn. You go beat, I don't know if they probably play like the Alabama School for the Blind and Deaf. Then they play out Auburn. I don't know who they got between.
Eastern Illinois, I think.
It is Eastern Illinois this Saturday. They travel to Auburn. Buddy, nothing makes me more excited for the Iron Bowl than we're going to have to get Zach Callahan on next week for sure. An Iron Bowl where Alabama has everything to play for and Auburn has nothing. I'm excited for that. But Oklahoma upsets Alabama in Tuscaloosa, 23-21. Ty Simpson and the Tide turned the ball over 3 times en route to the Oklahoma win, Drew. What a game, man.
Yeah, that was an instant classic. It was everything that I was nervous about the Ole Miss Oklahoma game. Listen, when Ole Miss beat Oklahoma, I thought Oklahoma was destined for 9-3 at best. They just didn't look good. And maybe looking back, that's a testament to Ole Miss, but I didn't feel that at the time. I thought John Mateer was more fun than good. You know, I've said that multiple times. But they went into Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Be careful that one.
Yeah, easy mistake. Yeah, went into Bryant-Denny Stadium. The defense carried the day with a pick 6 of Ty Simpson, who I believe had only thrown 1 interception all season long. And the defense carried the day. What we thought could happen earlier in the season, but kind of gave up on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma's defense was everything that they had been billed to be all year. They were tough. They were hard-nosed, including getting the game-sealing 4th down stop late in the 4th quarter when Alabama was driving. They were moving the football. They just kind of came up short, and Oklahoma stepped up when it mattered, getting the only points in the 4th quarter, that field goal to take the lead early, and then just absolutely dominated Alabama down the stretch. Big win for Brett Venables, they're still in the at-large college football playoff picture. There's a lot of kooky things that could and need to happen for them to get in. But, buddy, we've seen it. It's happened already. And so with rivalry weekend on the horizon, Texas goes and beat Texas A&M. There is a path for Oklahoma. Granted, it is uphill, but there is a path for them to get there. But I tell you, the team who really made their path a lot easier, Georgia dominated Texas, man. Absolute just BTA took him to the woodshed. Arch had a good game. I mean, he had 251 yards and a touchdown. Moved the ball. Didn't matter because Georgia just absolutely dominated. Texas ran out of gas. Georgia scored 3 times in that fourth quarter to seal the deal and win this game convincingly.
Yeah, my favorite tweet is this. You said that Alabama's got an Oklahoma problem. Mm-hmm. Texas got a Georgia problem. Josh Pate tweeted out, Texas has played Georgia 3 times in one calendar year. Last year's regular season, AFC Championship game, and Saturday night. They have a combined 83 rushing yards. It is just an absolute Georgia problem. They've got Kirby Smart has the recipe. They've got the cheat codes on. They just dominated them. Texas is in a bad spot, which in turn kind of puts Oklahoma in a bad spot because you cannot have Texas be 10-2 and Oklahoma get in at 10-2. In my opinion, you've got to be big Aggie fans this weekend.
Well, Texas falls to 7-3 on the season. They've got 2 conference losses now to
that's right.
To Georgia and
the Ohio State game.
Who's their other conference?
Ohio State week 1.
Yeah, but they've lost 2 conference games now. Who was
they lost to Oklahoma? They lost
to Oklahoma and Georgia are their 2 conference losses. No. They beat Oklahoma. It's Florida. They lost to Florida. 29-21. Right. Beat Oklahoma. Lost to Georgia. Their second conference loss. They're 7-3 on the season. But you need that, you need Texas to be good for you to be able to backdoor in.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
That makes that loss look a little bit better.
I totally screwed the pooch on that one. I did not calculate those losses correctly. Texas is done. Texas is absolutely out of the way.
Yeah. Gunnar Stockton accounted for all 5 Georgia touchdowns.
He was so good.
He was so good. Threw for 4, ran for 1. Said, I'd do it myself late in the fourth quarter and finish it with a 4-yard run. Gunnar Stockton is playing his way into just from game manager into game winner, right? Because he won the Tennessee game. He won this game against Texas. His stock is never been higher as they head into the final couple weeks. They have no more conference games. Georgia is going to finish the SEC season at 7-1 because they've got a non-conference game, and then they play Georgia Tech on rivalry weekend. And so they have basically sealed the deal for them to get to the SEC championship game. Feels like they're going to play A&M after A&M had a scare.
They will not get in the SEC championship game unless Alabama takes a loss.
Oh, that's right. And Alabama's got the tiebreaker. Here I am messing it up. Yep. Alabama's got the tiebreaker. They're 1 conference loss to Oklahoma. You're right.
There's 4 teams with 1 conference loss, and it's Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, and Texas A&M. Alabama beat Georgia. Georgia beat
Texas
Ole
A&M
Miss.
7-0. There's 3 teams.
You know what? Texas A&M, you should be given a loss for being down 31-3 at the half.
Great transition. Great transition. You're down 30-3 at halftime. You're down 27 points. SEC teams are 270 when they're down 27 points in the third quarter. Only for them to have a miracle comeback to win that game. They had no business. Cock-Bember was alive and well at halftime of that game.
You ruined it. You ruined it in the group message.
Listen, buddy, South Carolina didn't need my help. Like I said,
Rusty's been waiting on Cock-Bember for 4 weeks now.
They didn't need my help at all to lose that game. That's for sure.
Cock-Bember needs some Cialis.
Exactly
Noodle Vember. And we're not talking about out of the box noodle. We're talking about boiled noodle.
Boiled noodle. That's it. But South Carolina was up 33. Everything was going right for him. Shane Beamer's job was saved. Lenore Sellers looked like the preseason hype. Dylan Stewart had 3 first-half sacks, and South Carolina was cruising. Only for A&M to flip the switch at halftime, something you never saw under Jimbo Fisher. And this is why we can no longer punish A&M for the sins of Jimbo Fisher, because they made adjustments. Mike Elko's defense came out. South Carolina, I was watching that game. South Carolina got the ball first and had a very ugly 3-and-out. They were 3 plays, -9 yards, only to be surpassed by Mississippi State with a drive. We'll get to that here in a little bit. And it flipped the momentum. And A&M just took over after that. They scored immediately and methodically dismembered South Carolina's lead to win by 1. There are no style points when you're undefeated. Now, if you got losses, you've got style points in there. But A&M remains undefeated and in the driver's seat in the SEC.
Yeah, I think they're the only team, them and Ohio State, who, according to ESPN's playoff predictor, has 100% chance. That, there's no way. I mean, you would have to. The only way you could even fathom it is if they take 2 disgusting losses in the last 2 weeks.
If you lose to Samford.
I'm talking about Texas, and then in the championship game, if you just get boat raced. But even then, they're not going to punish the SEC runner-up. I don't think.
I mean, they've got Samford this weekend. They play at Texas, and they'll be facing off against
they're not
Alabama.
getting beat by Samford.
No, they're not. Barring a Jordan-Hare miracle, Auburn Magic is a real thing in the Iron Bowl. They'll face off against Georgia in the SEC championship, likely undefeated if they can get through Texas.
Right. Let's do Ole Miss last, because that's going to transition into some off-the-field stuff that I'm sure we have to talk about.
Mississippi State will be short and sweet.
Yeah.
If Jeff Levy, Mississippi State, just was completely outclassed, completely outmatched. Let me read you this, Drew. This was the wild. Like, have you ever heard of a drive that went for double-digit plays and lost double-digit yards?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about. So please fill me in.
So Mississippi State played Missouri at Missouri. We've got Jeff Levy. He's this offensive guru, supposed to be, right? In the, let me find it. Here it is. No, that's the 15 plays, 61 yards. Where's it at? All right, here it is. In the second quarter, Mississippi State forced an interception. Got the ball back, right? Start moving the ball down the field. 2-yard run, 2-yard run, 12-yard run, incompletion, 14-yard pass, right? So we're moving the football. The drive finishes with a negative 3-yard run, negative 1 yard, negative 1, negative 2, 5-yard penalty, negative 2, and then a fumble recovery. 16 plays.
Good Lord.
Negative 19 yards in 7 minutes and 14 seconds.
The only way I can see that possible was another Mississippi State special. If you remember when they snapped it over the quarterback's head against Louisiana Tech, and you had like third and goal from your own 10-yard line.
They snapped it over their head. Jeff Simmons, I just have this memory of Jeffrey Simmons chasing that little skinny quarterback in the ball all the way down the field. It was 4th and 93 or 3rd and 93.
Yeah.
But 16 plays, negative 19 yards. We had another one where we missed a field goal, and we had 6 quarterback draws inside the 8-yard line, and they didn't punch any of them in. Only one of them was with your mobile quarterback, Camario Taylor. In the second quarter, Blake Shapen had 8 times the number of carries as our running backs, Fluff Bothwell and Devon Booth combined. It was 16-2 combined. Our running backs had 2 carries combined, and our immobile quarterback, who I could outrun sitting in this chair, had 16 carries. Listen, man, like, I'm not out on Jeff Levy. I'm not here to fire Jeff Levy after 2 years, but like, something has to change. Blake Shapen is what he is, and it's not all his fault. I'm not pinning all of it on Blake Shapen because our offensive line is terrible. But on the season, Blake Shapen has 9 touchdown passes, and going into the game, he had 6 interceptions. He is at 8 interceptions this year, and he's at 11 touchdown passes.
No.
At this point, he is what he is. He's a fifth-year senior. He's done all he can do. He is one-dimensional. You got a guy in Camario Taylor, and I hear your point about Jeff Levy sees what's in practice.
Oh, I said you should go to him.
You said you
transfer him.
But you said that Jeff Levy sees practice every day, and obviously he's going with Blake Shapen.
I don't think that should be the same
with.
You play the young guy, but
I mean that's it. But we can say the same because we can say the same with Tomas and Cedric Coward. But anyway, I'll digress on that. But at this point, Camario Taylor comes in and he's a lightning rod. Yes, it's small samples, and maybe that's part of it. But he was 4 of 5, 36 yards through the air, 1 passing touchdown, 10 carries for 22 yards, the longest of 18 yards. But on the night, Blake Shapen finishes with 17 carries for 16 yards. Now, again, sack yardage factors into that. That's 0.9 yards per carry if those keeping up at home. At this point, what do you have to lose, right? You're playing Ole Miss. They're gonna beat us to sleep. Just beat the brakes off of us in the Egg Bowl. It's not going to be close. Let the freshman get his bumps. Let him figure it out, because at least when he's like put under pressure, he can get outside of the pocket and make plays happen. Blake Shapen just like you touch him and he goes down like his two-hand touch. Mario Taylor just gives us a chance to win. I'm out on Blake Shapen, and if we continue to run Blake Shapen out there, then it's one of two things. Jeff Lebby is a Tomas Isolo who thinks he knows better than everybody else, the most arrogant person in the world. I know better than literally everybody else watching this game. Or Blake Shapen has some kind of dirt on Jeff Lebby, / he's punting this season to next year and just saying, look, like we're going to need Kamario enough so he doesn't transfer. It's your team next year, but we're riding with Blake Shapen. Either way, he has lost the fan base as of now.
Yeah, my whole thing with Kamario Taylor had nothing to do about who was probably could run the offense better as much as it was just go put the fun young guy out there because why not? You know,
because at this point you've lost the fan base.
I still believe there is a reason why Kamario Taylor's not playing. At least in Jeff Lebby's mind, there's obviously a reason. He sees something. But
sure, but you're 5-6, you're 1-6 in SEC play. Blake Shapen does nothing for this.
And that's
offense.
where I lean towards Taylor. That's the reason why I go to Taylor's because why not? You know?
I mean, why not? At this point, what do you got to lose? Like, we're not a good football team. Our season's over. Like, just give the keys to the freshman.
You've been talking about
this red shirt.
You've been talking about this game for like 5 minutes now, and have yet to mention that Ahmad Hardy had 25 carries for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You know where he's from?
Well, he's from Mississippi, but he did his first year at Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah, he is from Lawrence County, Mississippi, just right down the road. And that's what makes it even worse was he went, he had to go to Louisiana Tech, work his way up. Now he's in Missouri, 25 carries, 300 yards, 12 yards per carry. I don't even know, their quarterback, Matt Zollers, who's their third-string quarterback, finished the night 8 of 15 for 112 yards. He only did the ball 15 times because we had no answer for Ahmad Hardy, who carried 25 times.
And I am always gun-shy about Egg Bowls. I mean, we've both lived seasons in which we thought it was a slam dunk and got upset. The fact that Ahmad Hardy ran for 300 yards against you guys makes me feel really good about Kawan Lacey, who rushed for 225 and will not even be talked about because of dang Ahmad Hardy.
Ahmad Hardy, again, this Egg Bowl's not going to be close, especially because Jeff Lebby thinks he's the smartest guy in the room and is going to freaking run out Blake Shapen. If he's healthy, he's going to play. It gives us no shot. Yeah. If Blake Shapen plays the majority of the snaps, which he will, we will not be going to a bowl game this year.
So, all right, that's enough. That's enough of your team.
Yeah, agreed.
Ole Miss beats Florida by 10. I don't remember the final score. 30-20, I think.
34-24.
34-24. 34-24 in a game that was not as close as that.
But it took you to the fourth quarter. It was 27. It was 24.
Ole Miss took the lead in the fourth quarter.
With 2 fourth quarter touchdowns. It was 24-10 going into the fourth quarter.
So, but if you look at stats wise, and this is a real knock on Kiffin. He's got to figure out how to not put his team in a hole. But if you look at the successful scoring drives for Florida, they had an interception. Trinidad threw an interception in the first quarter, gave them a short field. They scored a touchdown. Then they had 2 long touchdown passes from busted coverages. Outside of that, it's nothing. Now that counts. And obviously stats matter, but context also matters. 2 blown coverages and a short field is how they scored their points. Ole Miss outgained them 538 to 326. They rushed the ball for 237 yards to Florida's 108 yards. They threw the ball for 301 against Florida's 218. It was just a beatdown. But because Kiffin continues to be cute, and it is just cute at this point. There's no scenario in which you bring in Austin Simmons on the 1 yard line on third down and run a quarterback reverse pass. That it's just stupid. You left 14 points on the board twice because you got cute at first down at the goal-to-go situation inside the 5, and you've got a running back there that's rushed for 225 yards, and you don't just turn it. You get mad about 6 consecutive quarterback runs. Nothing would have tickled me more than 18 consecutive Kawan Lacey handoffs. Like, that would have just been perfect. Yeah. Perfect. But gets cute and just refuses to blow people out. And this is not even close to the first time this year where this is, I feel like a game should have been a blowout that wasn't. Oklahoma, for instance, you go for it on 4th down from your own 25-yard line in the first half. Like, stupid stuff, that ridiculous stuff. But Ole Miss wins. Ole Miss wins by 10. They pull away in the fourth quarter. I don't believe that Florida scores in the second half at all.
No, they didn't. They scored maybe all 24 points in the first quarter, or the first half. 7 in the first, 17 in the second. But that's not the story here. We're belaboring, we're burying the lead. Yeah. That's not the story. This was the Kiffin Bowl. If you read X and you are getting it, I'm getting it because I'm interested in this topic. We're seeing all the Florida buffoonery as they are convinced. You got reporters, DK Thompson, saying, be by your phone on Sunday at 5 o'clock. Like, buddy, even if Kiffin is coming, 0% chance it's announced on Sunday, November the 16th, ahead of the big matchups that Ole Miss has left to wrap up the season in the Egg Bowl and the playoffs looming.
I disagree wholeheartedly because really? I expect a decision this week.
Wow.
And this is the reason why. This is the reason why. Before I talk about just kind of the optics and what has happened and what this is doing the Ole Miss fan base, big picture stuff, I will say just in summary for what I expect, Ole Miss needs resolution. Florida needs resolution. There's a bye week here. Kiffin has been told if he's leaving, he's not coaching the playoffs. So you're out. If you're leaving, you're out. Just go ahead and go. We don't need you here recruiting or staying around the players, staying around the facility. You're out. He's been told that. And so it's very possible he has coached his last home game, and it's very possible that Mississippi State will be his last game if he coaches that one at all, because I do believe with a bye week coming up and given the fact that both parties want to move, both parties will encourage him strongly to piss or get off the pot.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But I just, with everything that Ole Miss has riding on this, like, I think if you were a 9-3 team, couldn't agree more. I think this is it. But this is Kiffin's like real first shot at the playoffs. And I think he's going to drag this thing out as much as he can for a couple of reasons. It's an opportunity to go coach in the playoffs. It's an opportunity to make more money. It's an opportunity to be on the spotlight. And if there's nothing else that Lane Kiffin loves, it's attention, because you look around the league. Right. You look around the country, you got Mike Elko, you've got Matt Rule, you've got Lashley, you've got everybody, Lincoln Riley, everybody signing extensions. Signetti signing big extensions, except one person, because he loves the show.
But this is
say all this, Lane Kiffin loves to be the show.
Yes. And if Lane Kiffin had it his way, he would. I'm telling you that the powers that be are going to press his hand. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be up to him as far as Ole Miss is concerned, because this. All right, now to give you the Ole Miss perspective. Now to give you the Ole Miss perspective. We've been here before. I've talked about it before. When 3 years ago Auburn started floating, Ole Miss lost 4 out of their last 5 games, ruined everything that was promising about that season because of it. Kiffin was going until he wasn't, and then he stayed, and he's not been in a coaching room since then until now. We've been through this before. We know how this works. We know Kiffin's antics. Everything you said just a minute ago, we know. We get it. We won't argue with you about it. That's how Kiffin wants to do it. I'm sick of it. I've reached the limit that I reached 3 years ago, in which I was like, buddy, go if you're going to go. And this is the reason why. Ole Miss has, I don't know, I've been trying to think all day how to make this a metaphor. I'm typically pretty good with metaphors, but Ole Miss has said, we are clay in your hands. You build this in your image. You want Realtree to come on and you want to have cool helmets? Fine. We'll have camouflage helmets. You want to get rid of that stupid alien can opener mascot we call a land shark and make it your lab? Absolutely. You want this? We'll do it. We'll do this? We'll do it. We'll do this. We have allowed this to be made in the image of him because I believe that is how you become good. Is you have to have an identity. You have to have a culture and all this stuff. And when he was at his lowest of lows, coaching at Florida Atlantic, Ole Miss gave him the first shot. And I believe him when he says that Ole Miss is what I needed. Ole Miss is better, anything
100%.
better than what I've could have dreamed it was going to be. What it's
100%.
done for him is great. But what he's doing to fans right now is immoral. Because it's gotten to the point to like you're trolling your own fan base. Because if you are staying, there is no point in not signing.
Mm-hmm.
If you are staying, then there is no point in not signing, putting this behind you. But instead, he is tweeting out pictures of Lane Kiffin 2026 BTA, which is the new slogan with the belts that they're doing in the student section. He's tweeting that out on game day. He's trolling everybody else to make everybody, all the fans on social media say, Lane's coming back. But if he was actually coming back, if he was actually meant what he is tweeting out to fans, then he would sign it. So
he's
just
playing both
stop.
sides because he also tweeted out a picture of Governor Ron DeSantis, who's at the game. He was in the Grove. He's tweeting out both sides. He's playing both
And it's
sides.
just, but it's
and at
not.
the end of the day, he might even go to the NFL. Like there's a path that he goes to the NFL and stays. But like that was going to be my question.
Point
like,
is, my point is, I don't care. My point is, I don't care. It's time. Everything that you have done has culminated to this, and if you're going to walk away, then go. But don't for the amount of just tone deafness and arrogance and self-centeredness that he does on Twitter, goading fans who are living and dying with whether or not Kiffin is going to leave them or not, goading them on to believe that he is, and refusing to sign a contract that would show them, in fact, in stone, that he was actually going to stay here. The fact that he's just going to goad these people on and then mealy mouth his way through press conferences, not back it up when it actually matters, is just it's a self-centeredness that I don't mind. Like, if he wants to come back, fine. I won't miss him.
Hang on, that's the question I'm at. I think he's doing all this because he's gone. Be it the NFL, be it Florida, LSU, FSU,
maybe so. But go.
But my question is this: is this the point? Are y'all getting as a fan base to the point where it's like we don't want you here anymore because of the circus that you're winning football games and winning cures all? It's a great salve, but Drew, this is our third year of doing this show, and we have this same conversation every single year at this time because he won't close the door on any rumors because he loves to be the show. Maybe it's part Jimmy Sexton trying to get him paid, but we know Lane Kiffin loves to be the show. Are Ole Miss fans getting to the point where it's like, we don't even want you back because we're tired of this circus?
Yeah. I mean, listen, Ole Miss fans and you as a Mississippi State fan, you are used to being looked down on the SEC. Like Florida, their fans come on here and they think that we're minor leagues. They can come take what they want, make it theirs. Who cares? It's just Ole Miss. Why in the world would anybody want to stay at Ole Miss? Like, we've bucked that for so long. We're a blue blood. This is everything that we've ever dreamed of. The whole thing that you were talking about. He's taking pot shots at the fan base and attendance from students. And then on a Saturday night with the record for most people in the stands, a light show, a beat down a fourth quarter beat down of a team that basically punches your ticket to the playoff. You had an opportunity there to say, I'm staying. Here we go. I'm done here. I see the vision. We can do this. But instead, you're just going to keep tiptoeing around this team that hasn't been successful since Tim Tebow was in college. And it's a disservice. By the time he decided he was staying in 2022 with the Auburn thing, I was almost mad that he was staying. I was so sick of it, and I reached my limit Saturday night in the press conference because he took a pot shot at the student section. They asked him about attendance and how great the crowd was, and the first thing he said was, I guess y'all didn't see last week. Last week was the Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Who in their right mind is going to hold that standard for the Citadel? Go look at any other stadium. Go watch what Bryant Denny looks like next week against Eastern Illinois. Like, it's just tone deaf. It's constantly just griping. And you have the opportunity to put your stamp on a university, on a season, and to do something that's never been done before. And you don't do it. And not only do you not do it, but you goad the fans into it with you. And it's just a disservice, man.
And honestly,
at least lie to me. The bare minimum is lie.
Yeah.
Lie.
Pull a Nick Saban. I'm not going.
Yeah. We can relive Tommy Tuberville as long as we get to accomplish what we're going to get to accomplish. We are 10-1, and what are we talking about, Rusty? What are we talking about at 10-1? And we're talking about a coach leaving to go to this would be a worse look for Lane Kiffin, because I'm telling you right now, if he takes that Florida job, he is walking out, not playing in the coaching this playoff team. It would be a worse look than him leaving Tennessee at midnight and going to USC after 1 year. You built this, and you're not going to see it through. It would be a worse look than anything that he's ever done. And he's preached endlessly over the last calendar year about how his image has been revitalized, and trying to do that, he would tank the whole thing.
And as your biggest rival, I'm looking at a Mississippi State flag right now as I'm saying this. Like, Ole Miss's struggle is my praise. Like, I love that. I'm sick of talking about it. I'm kind of like you. Like, I'm at the point, like, dude, either you know what or get off the pot. Like, we've been talking about this for 3 seasons. Like you said, this is a season of a lifetime for Ole Miss fans. You can't even enjoy it. You're like, no, even when Dan Mullen was here, we were the number 1 team in the country. Ole Miss was really good that year. We were really good. Like there was never that. Oh, well, Dan Mullen's thinking about Florida. Yes, he ultimately left after the following season after Dak left. But we got to enjoy it and appreciate it for what it was. And it's a magical season. And there's this dark cloud that will always be over this season because of Lane Kiffin's pathological need to be in the spotlight and be the clown show.
And I'll understand if you want to say he's a capitalist, he's trying to get all offers. Like, I get that in theory. Sure. But this is a team that's making the playoff. This is a team that's making the playoff. It's just, I don't understand what you want. Like, he said, Ole Miss guys are reporting, Florida guys are reporting, it's not about money. So what's it for? A chance of success? Buddy, you're about to go 11-1.
Yeah.
At little Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of it. I have worried about this and it has come at the expense of the most potentially joyful season I've ever had as an Ole Miss football fan, and this is what we're talking about. We are going 10-1. We've had 1 10-win season since segregation at Ole Miss, and we are talking about this. We have the chance to have the first ever 11-win regular season, and it will be a 12, 13-point favorite in Starkville on Black Friday, and to go 11-1 and have a home playoff game, and we're talking about you possibly leaving. Go. I'm out. Yeah. I'm out, man.
I hear you.
I'll take him back. I mean, if he says tomorrow, like, I'm staying, then I'll be like, okay, cool. There is heartache that's worth it, and this will be one of those cases. Yeah. But in the middle of it, man, I can't take it. And if he says tomorrow, or heaven forbid he waits till the day after the Egg Bowl, then I will be like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I will take it, and I will not be happy about it.
Yeah.
Won't be mad, but won't be happy.
Speaking of out, that's going to do it for our $2 Sports Show today on this Monday. We have gone for almost an hour and 10 minutes. I griped about my quarterback. Drew griped about his coach. We got plenty of all week to digest this as we get y'all ready for the Grizzlies game on Tuesday night. A big weekend coming up this weekend in college football. As some teams take a cupcake, some take a bye week to get ready for rivalry week. We'll get you ready for all of it throughout the rest of the week. We appreciate y'all hanging with us today. We'll be back live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central right here on Bluff City Media's YouTube channel. So y'all come check it out. In the meantime, go be a friend to somebody who needs a friend. And Drew, tell them why there are no refunds.
That's right, because there are you always get what you pay for. I've got my you didn't do it. I knew we were going to get into this. My blood pressure is up. Unlike Lane Kiffin, we are not getting paid $15.3 million potentially next year, and you get what you pay for if you listen to us.
Especially the hour and 10 mark at 10 o'clock at night on Sunday. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Be good. Go Grizz. See y'all tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.